good because it's hot back here. What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing? Can somebody please put a 1 in the chat if y'all could see us? And I mean, if y'all could hear us. Somebody put a 1 in the chat if y'all can hear us. Say something, buddy.
Hello.
Can y'all hear both of us? What the chat say, man?
Happy birthday. Thank y'all. Appreciate it.
That's what's up. That's what's up. That's what's up.
That's my water.
Oh,
you just saw me come in and sit it down. On the
I
table.
just sat mine down.
No, you just saw me sat.
I know, but it's cause it's in the spot where I always sit it, man. Oh, I got mono. Baby, you'll bring me a water. Well, bring 2 waters. Collagen. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh. Let me rinse out the goon gobbles. Dear my wife probably didn't pay attention. Speak to the people. Introduce yourself to the people who may not know you. Don't divulge. Don't divulge nothing sensitive. But oh, there you go. Thank you, baby. Let me go all the way behind that. Thank you. Speak to the people who don't know who you are. Introduce yourself. For those who don't know who this young man is right here, he's gonna introduce himself.
Hello.
Get that same energy you give when you be on the phone with your friends.
Hello, Casey. How you doing? My name is Timothy Jr. I am his son. We here.
That's it. You speechless now?
I don't know what to say.
Okay. He's speechless. I'm gonna speak for him. Before we get started. Now, I told y'all we gonna I'm about to go crazy. I'm about to give up all the goods. I'm about to give up all the hold on. I'm slipping. I got to put the Cash App in there. Y'all already know what this is all about.
Get it up.
Y'all know what this is all about, right? 54. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me for anybody who don't know what this is about, this is my son Timothy Lee Rogers Jr. And I'm Timothy Lee Rogers Sr. And I get on Al Gore's internet every single day, and I try to help people like you get your aha moment when it comes to trading, investing, all things stock market for the free 99. But today, I'm asking y'all to show my son some love for his 16th birthday. If you appreciate it, and let me preface this by saying, ain't no pressure. It ain't no pressure. But if you appreciate, shout out Father Legends for coming through. You know what I'm saying? Showing my son some love. Shout out Father Legends. If you appreciate.
What's your father?
Charles.
Yes.
Right? If you appreciate.
With the honey bun. Appreciate that.
We ain't gonna put no pressure by putting amounts on it, but we just gonna say.
I said what I said.
We just gonna say thank you, right? But if you appreciate what I do on a daily basis, I'm asking from the bottom of my heart to show my son some love on his birthday. He's a good young man. He's a student athlete. You know what I'm saying? He goes to one of the stellar magnet schools in our community. He's in AP. He got AP classes, right? If you don't know what AP classes is, that's them classes where they go hard. You got to be smart and they go hard, right? He's in AP classes. He don't never get in no trouble outside of, you know what I'm saying, driving me and his mama crazy. And we got to, I got to let him know it's only one alpha male around here sometime. But he don't never get in no trouble. He's 16 years old. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't worried about no police. I ain't no grandfather. You know what I'm saying? He mannerable. People always be like, oh, your kids are so mannerable. He's talented. Y'all remember when I used to be bumping that banjo on here every day? You know what I'm saying? He's talented. All that. He not only do he make music, he can draw. You know what I'm saying? He's a little artiste. He used to be drawing back in the day. You know what I'm saying? He used to be. I don't know if he still draw, but
The computer just said.
what happened? What just happened?
I don't know. It just went blue.
Yeah, it went blue for a second. Y'all still see me? Right?
Zell works. Sure, Zell.
Yeah, Zelle works.
I don't know.
Zelle work.
Because ain't that's like directly linked to the account?
Yeah, you'll be good. Mendez, you can get with me. You get with me later on. Zelle work. You can get with me later on, Mendez.
But,
Now,
you say so. I forgot what you said.
I don't know. But anyway, that's what this live stream is all about. Showing my dude some love. Shout out anybody. Shout out Father Legends and anybody else that wanna anybody tapped in yet? Anybody tap? I ain't gonna put no pressure by saying when we get the first one, we gonna start because we already got the first one from Father Legend, so we gonna start. Anything else? Like anything tapped in since we've been live?
Oh, it's been tapped all day. Not all day, but like.
Oh, they've been going crazy.
Like scroll down. Good.
Oh, that's Tasha. Say go through and say thanks to everybody.
Oh, okay.
They've been going Tasha.
Thank you to Tasha Jackson.
Speak up, son. Come
My
on.
apologies. Thank you to Doc.
Here, son. Hold it up.
Oh, wait.
Hold it up so you can so they can see your face, son. Hold it up. Yeah, there you go.
Thank you to Tasha Jackson. I'm not gonna say them out.
Just say the first name.
Okay, thank you to Hans. Thank you to Derek. Thank you to Felicia. That's my auntie. Thank you to Kirkland, Kaleo, Lakita. What else?
Yeah, that's
Charles. I saw another one, but it ain't come in. Linda and me, mommy.
Shout out to everybody that been showing my son love, man. I appreciate y'all. Yes, Tasha, we got. Thank you, and tell Snoopy I said. Arr, 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 arr. Hey, man, I told y'all, man, we gonna go crazy, and let me tell you what we gonna do. This is what I'm gonna do today, right? For anybody, y'all know, Captain Kirk said, "You're welcome, King." Hey, Captain Kirk, Captain Kirk. Y'all already know how I feel about King around here. He said, "You're welcome, young man." Everybody ain't no king. You feel me? That's it. King, Grand Rising, Queen, all them red flags to little Timmy Rogers. But I appreciate it, Captain Kirk. I appreciate it. If that's your vocabulary you choose to use, salute you with both hands. Hey, this is what we're gonna do. I try to do something for everybody. I try to do something for the dedicated people who want to learn these ICT concepts. They going hard body, and they just feel like they ain't got there yet. They ain't got the aha moment. I try to do it for the people who just learning and they really want to do it. You know what I'm saying? But they just learn. They just getting their feet wet. And I want to do something for the lazy people. Now today, this is including everybody. This is including everybody, especially the lazy people. You lazy bum. You lazy bum in the back. This gonna help you out more than anybody, but the other people gonna benefit from it the most. Because if you dedicated to these ICT concepts and you understand the language and you understand, you know what I'm saying, you've been putting in the work, this right here is going to help somebody get their aha moment today. And if you get your aha moment today, yeah, King is an etiquette. I understand what, like, you know what I'm saying, the true start of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the meaning people like yourself use it. But it's so many people putting black eyes in the game. So many people putting black eyes in the game. That's why I said that. But like I say, if that's what, you know what I'm saying, I salute you. I don't want to disrespect. I don't want to disrespect you, man to man. I jolly pies for that. I don't want to disrespect you, but it's a red flag for me. But let's get into it, man. Let's get into it. We're going to share the screen. We're going to share the screen.
Thank you, Senior Kirk.
Rhonda Green, Father of Legends.
Thank you.
Shout out to everybody that's up in here. Shout out to everybody that shared the tweet that I sent out. Shout out to everybody that's tapping in. Now we done separated the wheat from the tare. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know I like to waste time separating the wheat from the tare. Like, the good from the bad. Like the people that's just here trying to, you know what I'm saying? The ones that's just lurking, trying to get the free secrets, you know what I'm saying? But the dedicated people, they're gonna stay around and just hang out with me even when I'm goofing off. You know what I'm saying? Getting rid of all the leeches.
The real from the fake.
Yeah, the real from the fake. So I waste a whole bunch of time in the beginning to make them give up. Be like, he ain't gonna get it to nothing.
How many AP classes? Right now I'm taking one. Last year I took two. Next year.
How many you gotta take next year? What you say, baby? You gotta speak up.
Oh, my apologies. I taken one this year. Last year I took two, and I got all the AP classes I need to graduate. So I really don't have to take no more, but I have to take one more. I forgot what class to do.
So you only have to take one more to graduate.
No, it's one that's
No, I'm saying a requirement. You only got one more requirement next year in order to graduate.
Yeah, I think it's physics. Is it physics?
I mean, it don't matter.
So it's on there somewhere. We'll cross that bridge when it comes.
He got one more he got to take next year. He taking one this year, and he took what, 2 last year?
Mm-hmm.
2 last year, 1 this year, and he got one more he got to take next year. So you don't got to take none of your senior year? You don't have to take any of your senior year?
I think, well, I don't know. I gotta read the stuff because all the time I really read like the requirements is when we sign up for classes.
Yeah.
And in the beginning, of the
He's
year,
my son.
You
see, he's my son.
So I really don't be looking at it. So.
You see, he's my son. Okay, let's go ahead and
Michelle Tucker
bias. Michelle Tucker bias. Like the first thing I should have put some notes down. Let's go look and see. What's up, Sonia? Let's go see what I said I was going to talk about. Twitter. I should have took some notes.
You gotta be careful with Twitter on the as you get. I don't know. Go ahead.
As you get. Right there.
College trade entrepreneurship. What yes for?
What are you gonna do?
I don't know. I don't know. I'm still trying to figure that out. I'd be blown with the wind. I need to start because next year that's when they start doing college tours, college applications, and whatnot. I did. I'm not gonna say that yet because I don't know. It was a couple that I was somewhat interested in. But.
Hey, where's my tweet? Oh, there it is right there. Oh, I got that pinned at the top. Okay. It's my son's birthday. Okay, it's not on there. What did I put? Did I put it in the Discord? I put it in the title. I put it in the description of the video.
How to use ICT concepts to find bias, liquidity, and intertrades with a high degree of accuracy.
Yeah, right there at the top. Thank you, son. Right there at the top. Yes. That's why, you need young people around you to help you out. I said I want to show them, though. I want to show them what it say. Just in case anybody didn't see or anybody didn't look in the description, I said I was going. I think I might have put it in the Discord too. Let's check the Discord.
Yeah, you don't need matter. I said the king of Cash App. Thank you, Goddard. Is that Robinson?
Robinson.
Goddard.
Yes. It's a king. It's a
Godard.
I sent to the king. Yes, that's him.
Thank you, Godard.
That's my son. That's my son. Just say I like to thank all the eraser liquors too, because you see what he said. I sent the king of Cash App. Just say I like to thank the eraser liquors too.
Thank you to the eraser liquors.
Yes, say it a little bit louder, just in case they didn't hear you.
Thank you to the eraser liquors.
You seen the what's the name? That's the y'all see the thumbnail. Y'all see look at okay. How to use ICT concepts to find bias, liquidity, and
intertrades.
Okay, Malaysia. We got folk in here from Malaysia. And enter trades with a high degree of accuracy, right? High degree of accuracy. Now, the first thing we're going to talk about, how to find bias. This is because I know a lot of people, they ask me this all the time. What's up? I thought you was looking at something.
Nah, my knee had hit it.
Oh, that's okay. I'll just move it out the way.
Yeah, man. It could have just stayed there. I just turned too fast.
I got a lot of people that ask me this all the time. Can y'all still hear me okay? I be talking loud. I be talking mad loud.
Yes, we know.
Look what he said. You see what I'm saying? This is what I got to deal with. This is what I got to deal with. This is what I got to deal with. Because he get his looks from his mama. You know what I'm saying? He's handsome. He get his looks from his mama. You know what I'm saying? He's the handsome bird. He's the handsome Timmy Rogers. Check it out. Let me show y'all up close. Boom. Come over here, son. Lean next to me. See that? He's the handsome Timmy Rogers. You hear me? Hey. Uh-oh. Wrong one. Okay. Dig this. Right? I get this question all the time. You know what I'm saying? All seriousness. Y'all let me know if y'all can't hear me. But I get this question all the time. With all due seriousness, they be like, Tim, how do you determine the bias, right? A lot of it is feel. A lot of it is feel. A lot of it is sitting there watching what price doing. A lot of it is looking for divergence, right? But if you are slap lazy and you don't want to look at divergence, you don't want to sit there and watch the candles, you don't want to get the feel or understand, you know what I'm saying, get close and start rubbing shoulders with the ES or whatever equity futures you're going to trade, you can use the same thing for, and I say equity futures, but you can use the same thing for, hold up, let me say that before we get into it, right? Everything I'm going to say, you can use it for day trading futures, right? Whatever futures instrument you want to trade, you can use it for day trading options. You know what I'm saying? That's, I know for a fact you use it for the options like the SPY, the QQQ, anything that's tied to an index, right? You probably could do it for stocks too, but I've never tried that, so I ain't gonna co-sign that. People say you can, go try it for yourself. You can use it for swing trading on options or futures. You can use it for your long-term investments on stocks. You can use it for swing trading stocks. If you just want to swing trade shares, you can use it for day trading shares. You can use it for anything you want to use it for, because price action is price action is price action. Now, how do little Timmy Rogers determine his bias at that moment? At that moment, whatever your moment is, if it's for that hour, if it's for that 15 minutes, is it for that day, if it's for that month, if it's for that week, how do I determine my bias the quick, nitty-gritty way? If you are a note taker, get ready to take a note, right? Let's go to the daily candles, right? We're going to go to daily candles just so I can spread it out and y'all can see, you know what I'm saying, a good amount of information on the screen, right? Now, if I'm trying to determine my bias at that time, if my bias is going to be bullish or bearish, right? I look at what price has done, how it's done it, and then I determine if I'm bullish or bearish. Tim, you ain't saying nothing. Listen to me, follow me. Here's the one key thing you want to remember, right? When you're trying to determine your bias, right? When you're trying to determine your bias, right? So here we go. Looking at, we're going to start with this high on April 4th right here, right? Let's put an arrow, let's put a line there. Let's put a line there. Boom. Right? I'm glad it's green because that's the top. That's buy side liquidity, right? Let's put a line there. And then let me thicken that up. Okay, so I look at a high, right? And I look at where did that run start, right? So this is the high that I'm looking at right there. Let's just say we can't, I'll just leave it over there. I ain't worried about it, right? So I look at that high right there, and then I look at where did it start? I look at it down here. It started down here. Let's go. We're going to do it here, and then we're going to go somewhere else where we can see it play all the way out, right? But we're going to do it while we don't know what's going on, right? So I look at where, right? I look at the high, and I look at where that run started, right? I'm coming to this, like you go far back as you want. How far your time frame is, you go far back as you want. But I'm coming back to this low right here because that's the last piece of this entire price leg right here. This price leg started up, then it came back down, then it started up, came down quickly, and then went up again. So this is the last piece of that price leg. So that high right there started right here. Now, what do I look for to give me my bias, right? I look for either distribution or rejection, right? Can somebody put?
So what happened with the market's glitch? What's up, ZZ? CZ.
CZ. Stop interrupting class. Hey, we see. Oh yeah. What do somebody? Can somebody put in the chat what I call the distribution? What do we call the distribution? Right? What do we call the distribution? What's happening, SJ? So again, I look at the high and I look at the low. Right now, I'm saying this high and this low. So I look at the high and the low of the last Pow! There you go, here to learn the shell. Pow! Right? So if we get a pow, right? Pow, I call it pow. So when you're looking at a high or a low, right? That's where the liquidity resides, right? And if you get the pow or distribution, write it in your notes, however you want to write it. That's the correct spelling of pow. That's on the screen right now. If you get a pow, that symbolizes a high probability of continuation in that direction. So if we get a pow and we going up, then my bias at that time is bullish, right? My bias at that time is bullish. If we get rejection after hitting the liquidity and we're going up, my bias at that time is bearish. Did everybody get that? Let me say it again. When I'm trying to get my bias bullish or bearish, if we're... What is going on? Calandra, is it like glitching? Am I bumping something with my feet? Y'all hold on for a second.
You hate the camera.
No, like my feet. Oh, it's the computer turning blue, right? Yeah, it's the whole screen. It ain't just the camera. Are we good, Calandra? Because it keep going blue back here.
It probably just falls asleep. It's an old computer too, so
I'm trying my computer.
I'm not trying. It is. It's been like what, 8-9 years?
Anyway, what I was saying. You know what I'm saying? You buy people new fancy laptops and they want to try your computer.
Look, I'm just saying because it get all right, whatever. We proceed. Like you said.
Hey. So if we going up, right? And we get a pow, right? I'm bullish because that's distribution. That's distribution. So the distribution is going above the buy side liquidity. So I'm bullish. That's a high probability of continuation. If the price is going up and we hit a high and get rejection, right? We get rejection, then I'm bearish at that time, right? That's how I get my bias, right? And I get that from looking at the price leg. And when we attack the high, if it rejects, right, then I'm bearish. And what am I looking for, right?
So I'm about to jump out the roof.
What am I looking for when I'm bullish or bearish, right? Let's come here. If, just say this price leg right here, right, is the price leg we're looking at. When we come to this high, right, we're getting rejected, right? We're getting rejected here, right? So if that puts me in a bearish mindset, what am I looking for? The thing you want to look for, the thing I look for is the opposite end of the price leg that sent us here. This low, right, sent us up here, right? This low sent us, well, this right here would be in relationship to this right here, right? So looking at this right here, it would be this low right there, right? It would be this low right here. And then this low sent us up to this high right here, right? This low sent, because I started here because I was going to go there. Then I started talking about that, and then I mixed it up. Now, so this high, this low sent us up to this high, right? We're getting rejection here, right? We're getting rejection here. So when we got this rejection here, boom, we went up there. We didn't get a pang out. True enough, we got a little small closure above. We got a little small closure above, right? But we didn't get like a nice heavy distribution above, right? Because pay attention to what we did here. Let's zoom in here, right? Because in hindsight, you could be like, hey, we closed above. Napa. You got to look at this before the candles are on the screen, right? Let's come back here. Boop. There you go. Here's the high. Come down. We make a low. We go back up. Rejection, right? Rejection, right? Then the next time we came back, couldn't even get to that high, right? We didn't even get to that high yet, right? So now that's the new high right there, right? We got rejection right there. We couldn't even get back to that high, right? So come over. We went above the high again. Rejection, right? So now that's the new high now. See, we rejection, right? Come over here. Can't even get back to the high yet. Come over here. Rejection, right? That's the new high now, right? We got rejected. Come over here. Oh, we didn't get back. We dropping. Oh, we dropping some more. Oh, we still dropping. See what I'm saying? That's how I get my bias on what I'm going to be doing. You know what I'm saying? Hey. Get out of here with that RSI. Hey, right? So there you go right there. That when you meet rejection and the price is going up after taking buy side, you meet rejection, the bias is bearish. What is the draw? Once you get your bias, whatever low took you to that high, that's the draw on liquidity. You know, when you hear ICT talk about, hey, what's the draw on liquidity? What's the draw on liquidity, right? When you get your bias, right? Okay, boom, this rejection gave me my bias of bearish. Now, what's the draw since we're bearish? The low that brought us to that high. This is the low that brought us there. Actually, this is the low that brought us there. This right here is going to be your low hanging fruit. This right here. So the low up on the April 13th at 41.10.25 is going to be your low hanging fruit. And then this low, since they're so close there, this low between under April 6th at 40.96.50 is going to be another scale target, another target right there, right? Another target right there. So that's how you get the bias. Now, for people who need to hear it both ways, let's go over here, right? Let's find us some sell side that we hit right here. Let's use this. Let's use this sell side right here, right? So now, boom, we come here to the sell side right here. Come here, buy side. Let's come over here.
When did you get this?
What's that? The brown, the tan one. When me and your mom went to Walmart one day. Okay. I use it in the room, so I ain't got to keep taking the one from up under the
couch.
Yeah, and then I brought it back here because I was charging my phone, and I was gonna go live on Instagram too.
That's
all right. Oh well. We'll live. Yeah, exactly. Okay, so for people who need to see it both ways, now, right? Price came up. right? And we started to we came back to this breaking market structure right here, right? And we started to come back down. Now we're coming down, and we hit this sell side right here, right? We hit that sell side right there, and we closed below it on the daily, right? So we're getting some kind of distribution. It's not a huge ping, but you got to think about it now. This is a daily candle. We closed below that low. So now, since we closed below that low, y'all remember what I always tell y'all. If we hit it a wick and then come back, that means, yeah, I want to go that way, but I got some work to handle back this way first. But if we get a closure on the other side, yeah, I want to go that way, and I want to go that way now, right? So there's your distribution below that low, right? There's distribution below that low. So now that we got distribution below this low, this buy side is not the draw on liquidity. Right now, this is not the draw. This closure below that low is symbolizing probable continuation. Does it have to continue? No, it don't. But this is how you get the bias. Probable continuation, right? So now we got the closure below, right? And we just move over. Next candle. Hey, look, we pushed back up and we came down, right? We closed down here again. We got us a nice fair value gap right there, right? Got us a nice fair value gap right there. We got us a nice breaker over here. You know what I'm saying? Push over. We're still going down. Now we're consolidating. And then boom, look, we got us a chance. Let's come on over here. We got us a chance right there. Boom, to come back in and sell off of that fair value gap in that breaker and come back down. See right there, in these daily candles. So that could have been like a daily swing trade or something right there with daily candles, right? Intraday. You if you know the techniques, you already know it's right there, right? But think about what you can do with this.
Each candle a day.
Yeah, on these daily, these daily candles here. So each candle is a day, right? So see, boom, we continue down, right? We continued down because it was a probable continuation right there. So what is the draw once you continue down? That's when you look to the left. What do you want to go to, right? This right here is a low right there. That's your low hanging fruit because that's your first low. Let me see. Actually, this one would be like down right there would be like, yeah, based off this one here. You got one there, you got one there, you got one there, but that's when you go into what's more probable, what's the better risk to reward for you, right? You look to the left. Here's the draw. This is no longer the draw because we got the continuation. So now, boom, here's your draw down here. This could be your draw. Does it have to make it to the draw? No, that's just the bias. That's the draw. So that's how you find the bias. That's how you find the bias. Right now, what else we said we're going to talk about? Are there any questions on finding the bias? Right? Are there any questions on finding the bias? Let me get me a sip of this high quality H2O. Are there any questions?
How many ones you got? Wait, is that
no,
my old one?
This your old one.
Okay.
This your old one.
I'm confused.
That's why I put it over there. That's your old one. That's yours. And then it's mine. Anybody else came through?
Oh, I won't pay attention.
Are there any questions on the bias?
Shay, thank you, Shay.
Thank you, Shay. Thank you, Shay, for coming through. Thank you. Yeah, it was Rob. You said Robson. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Shay.
Kimberly, thank you.
Thank you, Kimberly.
And Ebony.
Thank you, Ebony. Thank you, Ebony. Can you?
What Khalid said?
Can you use the 4 hour to determine? Yes, I'm glad you asked that, Khalid.
Happy Cake Day. Appreciate it.
You can use this bias thing I'm talking about. You can use any time frame to do this because price is fractal. Price is fractal. You can use any time frame to do this. Price is fractal. We're going to get into how I personally use it when we get into my entry model in the next hold on. What we talking about next? Next we're talking about we talked about liquidity, right? So I'm gonna be a little bit more clear on liquidity. Then I'm gonna get into my entry, how to enter the trades, and I'm gonna tell you how I personally use it. But you can use it on any time frame looking for the rejection or distribution past the high or the low. And once you see, now let's clarify on the liquidity. I said it, but let's make it clear, right? Again, like we're coming down here, right? We're looking from March the 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th. On the 9th, we closed below this swing low right here, right? So now, since we closed below that swing low, the draw on liquidity is no longer, right? The draw on liquidity is no longer the high that sent us there, right? If we would have rejected off of this, right, the draw on liquidity would be a high that sent us there, right? If we reject it. And keep in mind, any highs that's in between or any lows that in between, that's your low-hanging fruit, that's your scaling, because anytime you break a high or a low, there's a possibility to go the other way, right? But we just talk about bias now. Now, when you break the high or low and get distribution below or above it, the draw on liquidity, you look to the left. What's the next low in this case from this low that we just broke and got distribution below? There's one, right? There's one. There's one. There's one. Which one makes the most sense, right? Which one makes the most sense from where we initially came, right? Where we initially came from this entire rundown. Which one makes the most sense, right? This one or that one, right? This one down here makes more sense than this one right here because those are relative equal lows. So this one right here would be the draw that you pick on liquidity, right? Does it have to get all the way there? No. And you see in this case, it did it, right? Where did it go? To this low right over here. We poked just below that low right there, right? We poked just below that low right there. Now, I'm glad I said that. Why? Why did we poke just below that low right there and didn't take that low out there? Can somebody put in the chat, explain to me why after taking this low here, and this is no longer our draw on liquidity, we came down approaching this low right here, right? Approaching that low right there, but did not take it, right? Why did we come all the way down there and did not take that low? What is the most probable reason why we did not take this low after coming all the way down here to kiss it, based off everything we were just talking about? It ain't nothing outside of what we just talked about, right? It ain't nothing outside of what we just talked about. Anybody who watched my lives already know. Well, it ain't is everything we ain't even talk about CE. We ain't talk about consequence. It ain't got nothing. It's only dealing with what we have talked about. Anybody who watched my lives, they already know. They know how I do, right? They know when I'm giving clues, when I'm giving hints. What you think it is, Woody? If you was looking at the screen, if if you was looking at the screen, we ain't talking about balanced price ranges. Say it again. Like looking at the screen. Why? Look at the screen. Why?
I was looking at it right
Yeah, that's fine. Why did price come all the way down to this low right here? Why was the price drawn to that low right there? Right? Why did it come all the way down there? Right? Why did it go all? Why was the price coming all the way down here? And I said it don't have to get there. No, not an order block. It don't. Everything that we talked about today.
You said to clear out like some stuff they had back there. You know what I'm about? You had said it earlier, like to clean out. Well, I want to get there, but clean out.
There you go. There you go. That's that. You there? He said. Walter said because I got some stuff I want to do back here. Right? Nope, not fill the gap. We ain't even talking about only the stuff we already talked about today.
Yeah, unfinished business. You said had unfinished business.
Yes, unfinished business, just like what Junior said, unfinished business. And for those who don't know, whenever I'm just moving my mouse right here, right? Whenever I'm just moving my mouse somewhere constantly like that right there, that is your clue, right? So let's go to the clue. A clue. That buy side right there. A clue. If we start at a low and we attack buy side and get rejection, what is the draw on liquidity? You remember what I said?
Yeah, you had said
we got a high right here.
Oh wait,
right?
Turn. I remember you said
no, not the prime.
No.
Okay.
I know you're not talking about that because you said ICT saying, "Oh, what's the draw?"
Distribution.
Yeah, that's what it goes.
I don't know. No, I'm saying if we attack liquidity and get rejection, right? Now the bias is bearish. And what is the draw if we attack this buy side and get rejected off of it? Why did price come all the way down here? What made sense for price to go all the way down there? And this is your clue. Yes, it's unfinished business. Yes, it's unfinished business, but more precisely, this low took us to this high and got rejected. So the draw is the opposite end of the price range. The draw is here now.
Why would you move your head with the mouse?
Because I can't help it.
Attack liquidity lower.
Attack liquidity lower. Yes. And so when we got the distribution below this low, right? The more logic, the anticipated draw on liquidity would be down here under December 22nd, because the December 22nd low took us all the way up to the February 2nd high, which took out this buy side liquidity and then got rejected. So now the draw on liquidity from up here is this December 22nd low. So as we're making our way down, coming through all the days, right? When we didn't participate in none of this. So when we came down here and got distribution below this low right here, come here. When we got distribution below this low right here, right? The most logical draw on liquidity is the December 22nd low, because the December 22nd low took us up to the February 2nd high, taking out the December 13th buy side and rejected off of it. Now that rejection is there, the draw is bearish, and the draw is the opposite end of the price run. Boop, boop, boop. And remember what I said about the lows in between, right? Low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit, low-hanging fruit, destination, right? So it got all the way down to the last piece of fruit inside the basket, and then it turned around and started coming back up. It don't have to get all the way there, but we're just talking about bias, and we're talking about liquidity. So the draw on liquidity is the opposite end of the price leg once you reject the buy side or sell side. If you get distribution past the buy side or sell side, the draw on liquidity is going to be the highs, the previous highs or lows at like in the same direction.
Thank you, Wiki.
In this case, it's the previous lows here, previous lows there, previous lows there, previous lows there. Now, so that's finding the bias, and that's understanding where's the draw on liquidity. Are there any questions thus far for finding the bias?
Why you just click on that one?
Huh?
Why you just click on that one?
Over here?
Yeah.
Oh, because it's
the same thing.
Which one are you talking about?
It's like that one. That's the same.
It's like if it was multiple people in here, that'll put us in there together.
Okay.
Like if you was in your room on your phone, this will put us on the screen together. That'll put us in the screen together, vertical. But since it's just one camera, I just click it up and down like
if we don't close below SSL, the liquidity is purged. Captain Kirk 77.
If we don't close below sell side liquidity, then liquidity is purged. Yeah, you can say it was like a liquidity purge, a liquidity run, whatever you want to call it. It's like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, you can call it a run, a purge. It's all kind of whatever you want to, whatever make it make sense in your mind, right? Whatever make a rejection off of a low,
gems.
Whatever, however you want to make it make sense in your head, you know what I'm saying? Make sense in your head. But right now we're just focusing on how I find my bias and how I find my draw on liquidity using ICT concepts, right? That's what we're focusing on right now. As far as like, if it's a purge, if it's a run, if it's a sweep, we ain't bogging ourselves down with the nuances of it. We keeping it real surface level to help get like a general understanding of how to find the bias, and what's the draw on liquidity. All right. Any questions? Any question before we move on to entering trades? Now, if you pull up every day with me, you already know my entry model. You already know how I take trades. You already know all this. But for the people who don't pull up every day, or the people, so
since December 22nd, low wasn't taken down, it could be a reference
in the future. Yeah, it can always be a reference in the future. And it's like, what would bring my attention back to this right here, right? What would bring, now, I'm glad you asked that, Father Legend, right? When does the draw on liquidity, right, switch? Right? When does the draw on liquidity switch? Right? We already answered this question, but let's go back through it again. From here, the draw on liquidity from this point, from February 2nd, the draw on liquidity was the December 22nd low, right? Now, I'm looking for the December 22nd low, right? But we way up here, Tim. When did the draw on liquidity switch from the December 22nd low, right? I'm glad you asked that question. The draw on the liquidity switch from December 22nd low on March 16th. That's it. Finding bias solved. Tim makes it clear, crystal clear. I appreciate that. Wicked
wacky, like a real roster.
Yeah, man. Hey, it switched on March 16th, right? So the draw on liquidity switched on March 16th right here. And where did it switch to? Right? The draw on liquidity right here, it switched on March 16th. And where did it switch to? Now, remember what I said. This low, right? This low brought us up, right? And took out these relative equal highs. When you get distribution above or below the high or low, above or below the draw, we look to the left to a previous high or low to find our new draw, right? So on March 16th, we closed above, right? We closed above these relative equal highs right here, right? We closed above them relative equal highs right there, right? So once we closed above those, we look to the left. We got liquidity there. All right, we got liquidity. We got buy side there. We got buy side there. Here. We got buy side there. We got buy side there. We got all kind of buy side going up, right? These daily candles. So it's like you got all kind of buy side going up, right? So, right. And as you see, we came up, we took out this buy side here, and we got rejected, right? We got rejected right here. So in the short term, it's a bearish bias right here, right? So since we got rejected there, we come back down, This low took us up to there. So now in this short term, the draw, right? The draw would be this low right here, right? The draw would be that low right there because this low brought us up here. The draw would be that low, right? The draw would be that low. Do we have to get there? No. Where do we stop here? We stop probably around consequent encroachment. Consequent encroachment. We probably came around consequent encroachment, came close to it, didn't get it, but you don't have to get there. We're just looking for the draw, right? We're looking for, that's the draw there, right? We didn't get there. We push back up, right? We're coming up. We get a closure above this high, right? Now we get a closure above there. That symbol's continuation. Where's the draw? We got a high right there. We got a high right there. We got a high right there, right? We come back down into the fair value gap right there. We come back down into this breaker right here. And then now we're inching our way back up, right? We're inching our way back up, coming up. So from here, the draw is up there. Now, when will this draw from here be ruled out that it's not up here no more? When we come down and break and get a closure below these relative equal lows. But until we get a closure below these relative equal lows, if your bias is starting from here, right, you still have that same bias until you're proven wrong. Now, if you come in at this point in the game, right, you don't have the bias from over there because your entry is not over here. Your bias start from wherever you are. So right now in the short term, you're looking for price to come down and attack these lows because you're just starting right here. Now, if price don't come down and attack these lows, you just sit on your hands and wait for price to attack these highs. You know what I'm saying? You just sit on your hands and wait for price to give you what it wants. Now, if you're in already and you're targeting down here, just stay in. But the draw switches when you get that breaking market structure the other way. Now, speaking of breaking market structure, let's get into my own entry techniques, my own entry and trading techniques. All right, so let's go down to hourly candles. Yep, I still got stuff on here. Let me see if this is stuff that I was using on Friday. Is this what I was using on Friday? It looks like it. Let me see. Yes, it is. Okay, I'll give y'all a real example from I'm gonna give you now. It's a real example, but it's from a sim trade that I did Friday. Right, I've given plenty of other examples where it's been in real trades. Right, I've done plenty of examples. Well, appreciate that, Tasha. I've done plenty of other examples where they've been like actual money trades. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shout out to Black Spiders. When I was on there, and y'all could hear like my personal account and my Apex account talking about target field, It was like just all over the place. But this trade was actually in a sim account. And let me go there. Because when it's in a sim account, I put it up, I'll be like, hey, I'm sim trading this because I said I wasn't going to tempt fate. And so yeah, but I just want to show, just in case it's some naysayers here and be like, he'll be in no trade for really don't be. What did I put?
It got froze. Okay, there you go. 3 days. It gotta be 3 days ago because that was the on Friday.
Breakdown. Was Friday the 20th?
Yeah.
No, Friday was the 21st.
Wait, what? I thought Friday.
Friday was the 21st.
Okay, my bad. The Thursday. 4 days ago, members only.
Yeah, members only. 421 right here. I
had a thing on that was 420. You saw, like, if you look at the chart, it said 420.
Yeah, no, I saw it. Okay, there it is right there. See, you can see it's in there. You can see it's in the trade. As you see right there, you can see it's in the trade. And then where was it? 41.58. I went in at 41.58 right there. Now I'm gonna go through and walk through everything we just said on why I was in at 41.58.25 right there. You can see right there. I was talking about, and I use these same concepts to do this right here. Now, what's that? 41.58. What is that? What time did I say?
Move them out. 2:31.
2:31. So around about 2:30 or so. So let's go over there. Let's find 2:30. These hourly candles. We go to 15 minutes. So find 2:30 right there. Come here. Boom, right there. Okay, so 2:30. All right. So now. Okay, so here we go. Right? So using the same techniques, right, that we talked about, right? Use the same techniques that we talked about, right? So we over here, right? We came down and we got rejection off of this low right here, right? So now the draw on liquidity is back up here. This is the draw on liquidity right here. Now, mind you, these 15-minute candles, let's go back up. You got to remember, it's all based off of, this is how I do it. This is how I do it. Let me start from the beginning, right? I go from the highest time frame at that point, right? So if we're starting at the beginning of the week on Monday, I start with the weekly bias, right? If we're already started the day, right? Well, if we're starting the day, I start with the daily bias, right? I get my daily bias depending on how we traded from yesterday, right? If we're already in the day, right, I start at the hourly bias. Now, shout out, who was the gang member that pulled up and asked the question about the 4 hour? Khalid. Right there. If 4 hour is your time frame, then you would, if the day already started, or even if the day hasn't started, then you would look at the 4 hour candle to see what we did, right? You look at the 4 hour candle to see what we did. The 4 hour, you're getting closer to the daily. So I wouldn't personally use the 4 hour for intraday day trading. I'll use the 4 hour for like maybe entering on a swing or entering on a day trade that I'm a hold. I mean, like a swing trade or like a day trade, I'm gonna hold the entire day. But you would just go to the 4 hour and look for the bias on the 4 hour. So now that the day's already started, right? So again, let me say that clear. If it's on Monday at the beginning of the week, I'm starting off with the bias from the weekly candle, right? What did the weekly candle do? If it's just day to day and the day's getting ready to start, I get the bias from the daily candle. What did the daily candle do? This is my bias. If the day's already going, like if I'm trading later in the New York morning or later in the New York afternoon, I'm getting my bias from the hourly, right? That's the lowest I'll go to get my bias. Right now, very important. If you don't take anything else away from here, you only want to look for your entries during what ICT calls the kill zones. If you're trading the London, you only want to look for your entry, let's just say from 1:30 to like 4-5 o'clock. From like 1:30 to 4-5 o'clock, you're looking for your entry in that window. If you're trading the New York morning session, you only want to look for entries. Sometimes you can start as early as 7:30, but news usually come out at 8:30. So you want to be looking from like 8:30 up until like 11:30 in the morning. This the only time you want to be looking for your entries. You ain't looking for like the runs and the bias, and you zoned in on that already. You're looking for your entries in these windows. If you trade the New York evening, you want to be looking around from 1:30 to around 3 o'clock. I don't like trading after 3 o'clock. If you want to push it all the way to 4, that's on you. But from like 1:30 to 3 o'clock. Right. So if you don't get nothing else, only look for your entries in the kill zones. Right now, let's go back down. Hourly candles. Right. So boom. We came, right? So we came down here and we rejected off of this low. Right? Since we hey, Khalid, get off my screen. We rejected off of the low, right?
So right, Khalid, we still up
now the draw is this buy side, right? Because we rejected off of the low. Let me hide this other stuff real quick. All right, so template. So we rejected off of this low over here. Over here. God dog it. Sell side. So we rejected off of that low. So now the high that brought us there, this is the draw, right? So we got the draw on this right here. These are hourly candles, right? So we came down, rejected off of the low, and then we came up and rejected off of the high, right? So in the afternoon, and look over here, right there at the because y'all remember when I think I went live and I was talking about missing the trade, and I was like, I ain't gonna tempt fate. I'm not going home. It did exactly what I thought. Y'all remember when I said all that stuff right there? The reason why is because, right, we were coming down, and I was anticipating us to, what did I say? I said I wanted to see the dollar come down, attack this low down here, right? It attacked the low, closed below it, so it wanted to go down some more. Then it came down to this low here. It didn't get there. This, you know what I'm saying? The draw was there, right? The draw was there. Why? Because it went up, it failed to get to that high. So the draw was the low that took us there, right? The draw on the dollar, right? This high, right? Didn't take out that high, and it started here. So I wanted to see the dollar come down and attack this low, right? And then come back up to attack this high right here. And I wanted to see the ES come down, attack this low, and then come back up and attack that, right? So since I wanted the dollar to come back up and attack this, I wanted the ES to come down and attack this. Once we attack that, then come back up, right? That's what we did. That's why I was saying I wanted to do that. Now, if I confused you, rewind the video and look at it 12 more times. Now, since we rejected on this 2 o'clock candle right there, right? We rejected on this 2 o'clock candle there, went on an hourly level. Now, on an hourly time frame, my bias is bearish because we just came up here and we rejected off of there, right? Mind you, I know you said, Tim, that hourly candle is not even closed yet. I'm glad you said that, because this is how you use it to trade intraday. Now, the hourly we've rejected here. This is the draw. Now we're getting to an hourly draw on liquidity, right? We came up into an hourly fair value gap, right? We came into an hourly order block, and we started to reject. Now that we're rejecting, you can drop down like you got your bias right now. It's seeming that it's going to be bearish. This candle's not closed yet, but we're anticipating it to be bearish because we hit a destination. Y'all know about hitting the destinations, right? So we hit the destination, right? When we hit the destination, right? When we hit the destination, we look for divergence, right? So here, we on this 2 o'clock candle, as we reached our destination.
This still from Thursday?
It's from Friday.
I thought
421.
421, okay.
Yeah. When we reach this bus, Forex is where, hey. Ganaza, don't be distracting me. My block game strong. I have no quarrels with Forex, but that ain't what we talking about.
This is hourly consolidated. Why do we consider it intermediate term high/low? Jesus Christ.
Hey, CZ. Hey, CZ. Wait until I say, are there any questions to ask me a question now? You interrupted me. Okay. Y'all know I can't stay focused, right? So we got the rejection there, right? We're getting a rejection, right? Now, when we get to our destination, I'm giving y'all my entry techniques. This is my personal entry techniques. This is what I use, my personal account. This is what I use, my Apex account. Now, we come up to a destination. When we get to the destination, what's the destination, Tim? This buy side right here. Why is that the destination? Because we got a rejection off of this sell side, and this is the high that took us to here. This is the high that took us to that low, and we got rejected. So when you get rejected off of the the liquidity, the draw is the other end of that price leg, right? So that's the draw. Now, that's the destination. We get to the destination. What do I always say? When you get to a destination, you're looking for divergence, right? So looking at the dollar on this 2 p.m. candle, right? The ES has taken out the high of 9 a.m., right? The dollar did not take out the low of 9 a.m. What do we call that? Can somebody put in the chat what we call it when the ES or any other index takes out a high, but the dollar does not take out that same low, right? What do we call that? Can someone put it in the chat? Divergence. Kim, the SMT, that's what ICT called it. He called it SMT divergence. I think he called it SMT divergence. But yes, it's divergence. It's divergence. Yes, ICT calls it SMT divergence, but it's divergence, right? Divergence just simply means there's a cracking correlation, right? There's a cracking correlation, meaning the smart money, and he called it SMT because it's like smart money technique, smart money tactics. The smart money is showing their hand. They're moving money, right? The algo, right? Because for those who don't know, the algo takes all the, y'all need to see me here. The algo comes over here to little Timmy Rogers and be like, okay, you want to buy, right? And then the algo turns around and says to this bottle of water, you want to sell. So the algo has all the buys and they have all the sales, right? So he done bought from him, he done sold to him, right? Or he done sold to him, he done bought from him, and then the algo goes to the Fed and say, hey, cash me outside. How about that? Right? So now it's starting to tip its hand because one algo moved the market, like it or not. I'm sorry. So divergence, right? So the smart money is starting to show their hand because it's a cracking correlation, right? As this dollar keeps dropping, the ES should keep going higher. As the ES keeps going higher, this dollar should keep dropping. If the ES goes higher, but the dollar fails to go lower, that's divergence. That's a cracking correlation, right? That's a cracking. Who cares if it's strength or weakness? It's just divergence, right? And now that we've got to the destination, right? We see the divergence. Now that we see the divergence, right, now we drop lower than the hour, right? We drop lower than the hour, and we're looking for our entry on the lowest time frame that presents it, right? So drop to the 15-minute. So I go from the hour to the 15-minute to the 5-minute to the 1-minute. That's how I trade. I don't need the divergence anymore because it already gave it to me, right? So now when you get on the 15-minute, right? When you get on the 15-minute here, you see this is when we first came up. This is when the candle first started. We opened here, right? And then we pushed up. And then you see over here at the 215 candle, it started to drop down, and the 215 candle closed below this high, right? It closed below that high right there, right? So that's giving you that long wick on the hourly. So right now, the hourly candle, it opened up right here at 41.56.25, and right now on this 15-minute, it's right there at 41.57. So it's a little green candle with a long wick on top right now at this time, right on the hourly time frame. So you're looking at like, man, we getting rejected here. Let me go down to the 15-minute and see what a going zone, right? So you get to the 15-minute, right? And what's up?
The camera glitched for a second.
Oh, it did. Oh, so you get to the 15-minute, and now you can look for, like you said, if you don't like to go to the lower time frames, you can look for your entry setup on the 15-minute, right? So what are you looking for on the 15-minute, right? You're going to be looking for any kind of taking of a right here, right there. This right here, this is getting the confirmation within the candles, right? This is getting the confirmation within the candles on the 15-minute. If you look right here, this 15-minute candle here opened up, and then it closed below this 15. So this 230 candle closed below this 215 candle, and then this 245 candle created a fair value gap right there, right? So we closed below a low, right? And then created a fair value gap. Now, that's a little bit more advanced, right? So we're going to keep it simple, right? So we see this transpiring right here. We see this, because I entered at what, 230-ish? It was like around 230 when I entered, because it was like 231 on the thing, right? So now, looking at this right here, I'm looking at this, and it ain't giving me what I want. And the reason why it's not giving me what I want is because my trading style is looking for the right now. I'm looking for the, so now I'm dropping down looking for the pang out, right? So 15-minute, go to the 5-minute, right? I come to the 5-minute. The 5-minute, it ain't giving me what the 5-minute I needed to get all the way down here on the 5-minute. I needed to come all the way down to this 155 candle, right? Why do I want it to come to that 155 candle? Because I wanted to come all the way down and break market structure, because this low took me up here and took out that high. So now I wanted to come back down and give me good distribution below that low. And as you see right here, when we came down, right, we came down and we got us a closure below that low right there. What did price do? Came back up into that fair value gap and went down, right? Now, that's the entry right there. And in case you didn't know, that's the entry right there. You got the fair value gap right there. You got a breaker right there. And then he came back up into the breaker and fair value gap and went down. That's my entry right there. Now, I took it on the 1-minute, right? Let's go to the 1-minute. Come back to the same time frame. Now, looking at the 1-minute, right? So we coming up. Here we are right here. This is like 2 o'clock. This is the 2 o'clock candle right here. So, right, we came up, got above it. We dilly-dallying here, right? So now, what do we call, looking at this setup right here, right? We took out buy-side liquidity, right? We took out buy-side liquidity right here. And then, we came back above. We came back above that 1. 2. 3. Right? And then we got the now. There you go. You already know. The nice bread and butter setup. Shout out to Lex. Lex called it the melting butter setup. We got a nice bread and butter setup, right? Shout out Lex. She called it the melting butter, right? So what's the bread and butter setup? The bread and butter setup, that's something I learned from ICT, right? You come up and you take out liquidity, right? You push above that liquidity 3 more times, right? So we took out liquidity here. We pushed above it once. We pushed above it twice. We pushed above it 3 times. And then we immediately and took out that low right there. You see that low right there we just took out? Now that we've taken out that low, we got a closure below that low with the pang-out. Once we get that pang-out, that leaves us with a breaker right here. That is a breaker right there. This 204 candle and that 205 candle make up a breaker right there, right? Now that we got the breaker right there, we got a breaker and we have a fair value gap. We got a breaker and a fair value gap, right? That's the fair value gap. Let's make that red. And then the breaker, I want the breaker to be red too. Y'all can see it. I'll just make the fair value gap a little darker. Right? So now we got a bearish breaker. We got a SIBI, which is a bearish fair value gap, right? And if you look right here on this 224 candle, that's when I entered the trade, right there on that 224 candle. I remember because this 223 candle, when I got back here, we was already like right around this 221, 222 candle. I said, oh, that's my setup. I'm going to take a sim trade on this, even because I said I'm not going to trade for real, right? So this 224 candle, it picked me up right here at 41.58.25. I put it right at the low of the fair value gap. I typically do it 1 tick in, but this 223 candle was flirting with me, and I got mad and put it right at the low, and it picked me up. And then now you see right here, we came up, we rejected the buy side, had a break in market structure right there. We closed below this sell side. So now the draw on liquidity is no longer here. Where's the draw on liquidity, right? I took off some here at this sell side there, right? I took off some there because that was my draw. Why was that my draw? Because this low, right, took us up there and got in right there, right? When we get rejected, where is the draw? The low of the price run that brought you there, that's the draw. So I took off most of my trade there, and then I left one contract on for these equal lows right here, for these equal lows right there, right? All the way down there. As you see, it came all the way down, came 1 tick away from there, and then came back up and stopped the last runner out in profit. But, and if you see right here, if this Risky Roger, Reckless Rachel entry is too much for you, right? Look at what we did here. We came here, we created a balanced price range in this area, and then we got what? Pay-out! We came down and we closed below that low right there, right? We closed below that low right there. So the draw is no longer up here. The draw is no longer there. It's no longer there because we got a closure below that swing low. So where's the draw? You look to the left. We got a low here. We got a low there. We got a low there, right? So you had the break in market structure there, right? You got the fair value gap there, right? Everything. Price just do the same thing over and over. Fair value gap there, breaker right there, right? There's your breaker. There's your bearish breaker. There's your fair value gap. Price came back down, traded into the breaker. This right here, they gave you opportunity to get it on the 1 minute. This right here gave you opportunity. That's probably like a 5-minute entry right there. Let's see. That the 3 o'clock candle. Let's go back up to 5 minutes and see what the 3 o'clock candle looked like. go to 5 minutes, go to 3 o'clock. Okay, this is the 240 candle right here, right there, boom. And then this over here, that's the 3 o'clock candle right there. There's your 5 minute entry, right? And if you look right there, what did I talk about before? There's a fair value gap on the 5 minute. There's a breaker right there on the 5 minute, right? Price touched it there. Price came back to it there, dropped down, and got the eagle on. I give my time, man. I told y'all I was gonna go crazy today. If y'all don't feel like I went crazy,
gems.
If y'all don't feel like I went crazy, choke yourself.
Oh, he said kill yourself.
Again, man. Shout out to everybody that showed my son love, man. I appreciate y'all.
Oh, the account locked up.
You said it locked up?
Yeah. You remember what?
Oh, y'all went too crazy. It unlocked his. It unlocked his account.
I put my information to get like the past. It was like 3 or 4 of them. I gotta get those back in. But everything, because before it was just flow through easy. Now I locked up.
Oh, y'all done crashed the account. I appreciate y'all, man. Last time you did that, you had to change your whole what's the name, didn't it?
I don't
remember. Bryson. It's a team locked in. Oh, that's you. Okay. I'll send you some locks. So is it? So how many?
That was for the volleyball. You remember?
Yeah. How many?
I didn't know about that.
How many of them got locked out?
When I was on my phone earlier, I had it's a 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, just those 3. 3? Yeah.
Who are the people that
It's a
Ooh,
hold on, my fault. Tarentia or Terentia?
That's Tranisha.
That's how you spell her name?
Yeah. That's Tranisha. Not that's a different. That's Tranisha on here.
Oh,
that's Tranisha on here. Not.
but still, like.
Okay, so the ones that say accept, those the ones that's locked.
Yeah. Shanika or Shay, and Goddard.
That's why. Right when soon as Robinson sent his, the account locked. The account locked. Soon as Robinson sent his, the account locked up. Y'all see what I deal with? He done locked up my son account.
Do better, Goddard.
Soon as Robinson sent his, the account locked up, man. So I appreciate you, Shay. I appreciate you, Tranisha. But it's locked up right now. It's locked up now. So hopefully we can fix it without. Because last time he had
it's easy though, because you could just I think you just press accept or whatever.
Yeah. If you hit accept now, what does it do?
You gotta put in stuff.
But I put in your identity, like prove you are who you are. Man, y'all done went crazy for my son, man. That's too much powerful. Y'all done went crazy for my son, man. Y'all done locked this Cash App up. Don't stop sending it now. Don't stop sending, cause I feel like I went crazy. Hey man, if y'all feel like I went crazy, put 1 in the chat. Gems. Hey, but in all due seriousness, right? Hey, when the sun's out, put the guns out. Hey, in all due seriousness, man, I appreciate y'all. My son thanks you. He, you know what I'm saying? Y'all know how it is. Thank you. Y'all know how it is when, you know what I'm saying, teenagers be I hate you. Hey, y'all know how it is when teenagers be around adults. They be, you know what I'm saying, they can't be their true self. You know, it's like they be a little bit more reserved, but I appreciate y'all. He appreciates y'all. I thank y'all for always tapping in. Like I say, I always want to try to give like value. You know what I'm saying? I always want to try to give value, but I also want to try to make it as simple as possible. I want to make it as simple as possible because I'm a very simple person. I need you to break it down till it can't be broke no more. Right? And hopefully today I was able to break it down and make it clear. I be trying to like regurgitate what's in my mind, but sometimes it don't always come out the way I want it to. I'll go back and I look at my videos and I'll be like, man,
not as clear as you wanted it.
Yeah, not as clear as I wanted it. It's like I'll be like, man, I should have said this, man, I should have said that. So all day today, when I was sitting there working on the video for like we do the TV program at my church, and while I was sitting there working on the video, I'm sitting there thinking like, man, how can I break this down? I done told these people I'm gonna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? So I was sitting there and I really was putting thought into it today. And
still say my name wrong.
Your dad still say my name. You told me Tranisha. That's what you told me.
The way it's spelled, it'll look like it like Terran shit.
Because when she told, she was like, I said, Dad, don't say that. And she was like, I know, but that's how you say it.
Tradition.
Yeah. Calandra. Yeah, and then she say that. Then she say, I'm telling you, that's what she told me. Yeah.
All right, Terran G. Kiss all the way. It's about the band.
Keep it simple, stupid.
Oh.
No, you did. Okay, so how spell it phonetically? Because I promise she said Tranisha.
Spell it out how you would pronounce it. You know what I'm saying? Do like the dashes and all that.
Don't be on here proving Robinson right. Cause I'm just going over what she said. Now she
don't try to take a cut off my man's proceed.
You know what I'm saying? Now she's trying to prove Robinson right after all this time. Got me out here calling her like that lady at church. She used to call me Brother Scott.
Who called you Brother Scott?
Sister, what's the name? I'll tell you later when we get on.
Already your dad has it. He probably in this. Y'all be talking to Discord stuff.
I did.
Well, thank you. Regardless, thank you, Terran G.
DM me on what? Because I'm telling you, she told me back on.
Oh, there you go right there.
Nah, this was like way back. This was throwback on. Nah, this was throwback like on IG, I think. See, because it's not in Discord. I think it was like throwback on IG.
Yeah, it don't matter. It's all right. Thank you, regardless, Tranisha, Miss Tranisha, Madam Terran G.
Boop, 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 boop. Somebody block Tranisha. Hey man, that's all I got, man. I was gonna do chart prep, but I'm tired now.
Divergence. That Popeye's got me tired.
If y'all want chart prep, I'm sorry. I ain't doing chart prep. I'm tired.
Divergence.
I'm about to call it. I'll see y'all in the morning. For the overnight price. Action.
Divergence.
What you said?
Divergence.
That's that dealer education.
Doing well in school. Thank you. Appreciate it. Wiki Waki.
Hey, if I went to Ely, if I went to Ely, I wouldn't have been able to do what I did today.
Thank you, Mr. Rastafarian. Wiki Wacky. Wiki Waki. Appreciate y'all. Have a good birthday. Thank you. Here to learn to share. We'll see y'all.
All right. Yeah. I'll see y'all in the morning, man. Yeah. Go, man. Yeah.